UHC champions, how some tips and tricks, and also a little bit of a tutorial. Well, okay, first things first, you go to the compass, you left click or right click, and you see this UHC champions. Make sure you're not a new player, because it's actually a pretty hard game to play and understand. So basically what it is you basically play like another vanilla world with a bit of champions into it, of Hypixel, Spice of Hypixel. And then you're supposed to survive and kill other people, and there's deathmatch, etc. So the main concept of the game is to revolve around. You cannot regen hearts after you take fall damage from mobs, or any sort of enemies. So the only way to regen hearts is to use a golden apple, which can also give you 2 hearts of absorption, or basically extra hearts, right above your heart bar. What that will do is basically keep you alive for a longer time to survive. Another thing you can do is go to the shop, pick different kits, as they give various items, and they're very diverse in their stuff. If you don't like making making tools like all the stone gear, I usually go with the stone gear. Lunchbox is helpful if you're comfortable with it, because you can easily duplicate apples. Another thing that you can do is probably enchanting set or the leather armor. And also they each have a different type of profession. I recommend to buy each one of these professions, the first one, and not upgrade it. Obviously I didn't know about this till now, and I actually figured it out. Then there's actually teams you play to. So you do like /team, invite, then the player name. And once you invite them, they accept, and you can usually use teamwork. Or else you can use cheap team speak strats, also quoted by another guy. Well, there's a lot of different strategies, so let's get into the strategies part. So first things you can do is my plan. I probably don't have a lot of gameplay, but I'm going to go into a survival world right now and show you. Actually, before I do that, I want to show you all the crafting recipes. Not all of them, but how to. You see the T left of the desert portal. All these are the rules. They're not that important because there's usually no restrictions that are not obvious. And here, these are actually really important. There's also a forum guide in the forums to see these crafting recipes instead of leaving the game. They're actually pretty complex, and they're very unique. And they can be found in the UHC Games lobby. Also, this game is not recommended for new players because it's rather hard and rather challenging. As you can see, I'm not that good at it because I just started. And I want to show you some strategies on my single player world. So the first thing you ought to do is probably assign your teammates some jobs that you can do. So what I would assign your teammates is someone to get all the wood, a lot of wood. Another guy to get the apples. Wood and food go to one guy. Another guy to get the apples and start digging down. Another guy to help him dig down and watch out for other people and do all that stuff. What I would do is when I dig down, when I get to y=11, which I'm not at yet, you keep digging down food, get everything you need so you don't have to come up back to the surface. That is very important because once you get back to the surface, it's rather dangerous and it's really hard to go down. And remember, mobs are always on. And another very, very important trick that I learned is you go to options, music and sounds. Always keep these up to hear mob noises. So you go to y=11 all the way down there and start to strip mine. If you don't know what strip mining is, here's an example. It's basically going in one 2x2 block lane and keep going on until you see some sort of diamonds or some kind of benefit. This can help very much and is rather effective. In most UHC games, these are not allowed, but in Hypixel, it's rather easily to get this. There's also many, many, many important rules to that, such as like it has like twist and etc. Like go to the Hypixel forums and UHC champions, and you'll see some stuff that will vary. I read that guide and I'm pretty good with it. If you don't, you're pretty much newbie and you have to learn. So another strat I would do is probably when you get down there, if you see a cave, like a random cave, explore a little to the left and explore to the little to the right. First thing you should not do, another tip is, first thing you should not do is strip mine. First thing you do is probably look for a cave. Once you get in the cave, get some iron, full iron armor. And after you do the iron armor, I recommend you start strip mining with your friends. Make sure you have lots of apples, because sometimes it's rather rare. And if you're lucky enough, you can get a god apple or special crafting recipes to increase your ores, which is very helpful. For example, you could do iron. Do this. This is the most helpful one, I'd probably say, and cheapest. It's the first one for engineering, which I'll show you in like a few minutes. And also need coal. And then once you get into the crafting table, once you get in there, you can only do one at a time because it's a glitch. One in the circle, and put one. And that will create 10, so it's also a benefit there. Also, there's a lot of tips and tricks and strategies. Make sure, I recommend you use cheap TeamSpeak strats, like I said before, or tips Skype. That'll make it a lot easier instead of typing it out and probably making it lose. Oh yeah, so this is the estimated times that I would probably do. From the non-PvP time, I recommend going for a cave and getting all of you some sort of armor sets. And make sure when you go through these caves, speedrun with torches to get everything done, like this. Like, go through here. Speedrun. Just don't care about the mob. No, kill the mobs here and there. And make sure you get a bucket of water to strip mine. That is also another very, very important thing. So, first 10, like I was getting back to, the first 10 minutes, get yourself organized, full iron armor, and all that stuff. Once after that, I recommend for the next 15 to 20 minutes, start digging down to y equals 11 and finding some more stuff with your teammates. So that means it's 40 minutes, technically, till deathmatch. After 40 minutes until deathmatch, I recommend you keep strip mining till about 20 minutes or so, depending on how many diamonds. If you get at least 24 and about 7 or 8 golden apples for your team, that would be very beneficial. And I recommend you go to the nether, even though it's very dangerous. Once you get to, oh yeah, there's also a lot of tricks. These are the tricks. I'll show you the tips. So there's also, after you go to the nether, I recommend you get a lot of potions for strength and most importantly speed, because people will run away when you see how much hearts they get to you. Once you do that, it's about 10 minutes, so I recommend you come back to the surface or keep mining, speed run through. If you keep doing that, I think the guaranteed win to stay back. No, if you feel very confident about yourself, recommend to get to mid because there's a chest with 1 golden apple and about a stack of arrows. There's 2 chests in mid like that. There's also an enchanting table and a crafting table around the map. And also, yeah, that's pretty much it. So after that, you can usually stay back, and after that, go for the kills. And after that, eventually you can speedrun through the place and wreck everybody. So that's how you usually win UHC. And here's another way to, I'm lagging, sorry. Okay, here's the tricks now. So the first thing you do for tricks is usually what I would do is get to the mines. And once you get to the mines, duplicate your apples, and oh yeah, try to duplicate your arrows, and make sure you all use different kits. That is very, very important, and that would be very helpful for your team, and that would make it lead to success. So I want to show you this trick that I want to show you. Anvil. So you get an anvil out. It's rather easy because there's a ton of iron. The ore generation has increased. Then you get your, never make a diamond sword enchanted. That's very hard. And now that would not be recommended. So you get an iron sword. And then you get your enchanting table like usual. Always get your enchanting table first after the diamond pick. So get your enchanting table. Then you also get your enchant. So you always level 1 enchant. Always. Do not put books down. I don't think that's worth it. So keep getting sharpness 1. So keep getting 4 sharpness 1s would be nice. Because that is very helpful. So you see 1 sharpness 1. Don't just use that to combine to sharpness 2. Sharpness 1. Bane of arthropods. I don't care. Get 3 sharpness 1 swords. See? And it'll only cost about... Oh, shoot. I don't want this. So get 4 sharpness 1s. Okay, sharpness 1. So the first thing you do is you go to anvil, combine these. Level 2 levels already. That's my another 2 levels, so that's 4 levels. To get sharpness 3, you combine them. So that's 7 levels. Plus the enchant. So it's basically 11 levels to do it. If you're pretty lucky, depends. 11 to like a lot. So that will usually get your sharpness 3. That's actually stronger than a lot of your diamond swords, which diamond swords are not that recommended. Also, if you get really lucky and you start getting all that stuff very, very early, start strip mining and save up your golden apples till the end. I cannot stress that enough because we did that once and we had enough to make a god apple, which would rather actually help us win a deathmatch, but we lost. So you could probably save up all your gold. Don't keep it on one person, split it up because he might die. So once you get all that gold, combine it and see how much gold you have. If you have enough for a god apple, make sure to get a god apple. You'd rather have that than a golden apple. And let that guy take all the hits. But say you have enough for a god apple, you'd rather get the strength 2 pots. Always go to the nether and get strength 2 pots. And speed 2. That is, I cannot stress that enough too. That is very important. We also lost to that fact a few games ago. This may be a little disorganized because I'm doing it in like a few minutes, but I think this will probably be helpful to most of you. So let's go back on Hypixel. So obviously this is an extra sale. So you see, always upgrade this. Vorpal Sword, I don't think that's very important. But I think engineering, the first, that's the wrong one. Engineering, the first one is very, very important, and one of these are too. Because that's pretty important about how to get your stuff ready. And I think that's faster than actually mining. To get wins is actually pretty hard. Depends on how newbie or not newbie you are. It depends on how much skill and your guild mates. So what you guys basically have to do is basically what I told you in the previous sections. And join a game. The games feel rather fast, and that's pretty much it about the video. Hopefully I'm getting another video up by this week. This might be very disorganized and very confusing, but the talking part is very important to learn about this. So hopefully you don't get bored of my talking, and I'll probably upload another good video in a few days or so. Thanks for watching, and leave any questions, comments, and likes, etc. in the comments below. I think the UHC champions has grown a lot, and couldn't have gotten better. Thanks for watching, and leave any questions. See you guys.